Alright, today I'll be teaching you my complete compendium of tech. So I'll start off easy, teaching you how to punch swap. First, you fire your desired weapon, you melee, and during your melee, you repress the bind of your selected weapon. So like this, and you just chain that. Alright. So for the super shotgun, it's that easy. You can look at my keybinds, they're mostly default. So it's just click E5 repeatedly. For the ballista, it's the same concept. Click E6, click E6, click E6. But keep in mind, not everybody has the same keybinds as I do. So just keep in mind, click melee, same weapon bind before melee animation ends, and you can punch swap. Now, there is a way to make ballista punch swapping more efficient, but I'll get to that later. Now, the precision bolt is basically the same thing as the super shotgun and the ballista, except for the added factor of the pesky little right click beforehand. So it goes like this. Fuck. So if you were following along with my basically default keybinds, now the only thing I really have changed up is caps lock, is dash. Other than that, everything's default, and my chain gun being on side mouse. So now that you have a concept of my keybinds, that should help you out. So here is the rocket launcher being punch swapped. Now as you can see, it's not very efficient. So what you want to do is fire a precision bolt beforehand and quickly go into the rocket like you're about to PB rocket. So that same speed you're transferring into that, you go PB, rocket, then go nuts on melee, then repressing your bind key like this. And the sticky bombs can be punch swapped too, but unlike the rocket, they don't have that same applying force where you can punch swap them without the precision bolt. In fact, the precision bolt is absolutely necessary to this process. And when you punch swap the sticky bomb, you do not have to repress the bind key. So it will go like precision bolt fire, back to combat shotgun. So pretend you're about to PB sticky, same concept as the rocket launcher. So you do precision bolt, combat shotgun, and then you melee in between. So like this. Hold on, fuck. Like this. I hope that was pretty easy to follow along with. Now that we've gotten the basics of punch swapping out of the way, let me teach you how to improve it. So, if you've ever heard of BATS, bring up animation transition switching, this should be a fun one for you. So, you mod cancel into any other weapon to make it have a faster bring up speed. So, you act like you're about to change into your other mod, but before the animation has the chance to play, quickly swap over to another weapon. Now that the ballista has a quicker bring up speed, you can punch swap it like normal, except it looks like this. Now you can do the same thing with the rocket to make it faster at punch swapping, but it's still not nearly as fast as this. I'm almost ashamed that we're 4 minutes into this tutorial and I still haven't gotten past basic punch swapping, but I digress. Anyways, so now I'm gonna teach you how to slob. Or wait, there's other things I want to teach you first. So the precision bolt, it may seem like a crucial step in these punch swapping combos, but it's actually not as crucial as you think, because any part of the heavy cannon's fire can be used as a precursor to punch swapping. And the plasma rifle's base fire, if held down for about 2 seconds, can also be used as a precursor, as well as the heat blast. And the chain gun as well. It can be used as a precursor to punch swapping. But keep in mind that little 2 seconds rule. There's another odd little trick. It's only viable on patch 1.6.66 and above. And you can do this. You can use fucking full auto as a precursor. That's wild. So now that we've gotten the punch swapping basics out of the way, let me teach you how to slob. So the slob is actually possible with any weapon, including the rocket launcher itself. I'm not skilled enough to do this, but you can go into like... Never mind, I am skilled enough to do it. So like I just showed you, you can punch swap and immediately go into lock on, because it has the same speed from the precision bolt. But like every other punch swapping I've showed you, the precision bolt may be a crucial element, but it's not mandatory. So if you want a fast slob, you can use those weapons. But that's just for fast slobs. It's literally possible with any other weapon. As long as you want that double shot property, you can get it from any weapon. Look, here's me fucking slobbing the rocket with itself. Oh, hold on, that's gonna take a bit. There we go. You can slob it with any weapon, including the super shotgun if your timing's good enough. Like you see, I just pulled that off there. Fucking ballista slobbing. Oh, nope. Let me try that again. Okay, this is gonna take a few tries. Okay. Okay, let me just... Okay. Okay, let me... Okay, well you get the point. It's possible, but it's not very easy. There we go, I did it, there. Now that that part of the tutorial's out of the way, I can show you how to get better at slobbing. So obviously the precision bolt's the easiest way to enact it. So you use any of your weapons, you fire a rocket, and then you lock on immediately after firing that rocket. But here's the thing. You can infinitely chain slobs by pressing right click again after initiating one. So you can get infinite double lock out of your slobs if you really wanted to. Now I'm going to go into a bit more advanced tech. So if you're like a beginner just learning shit, I'd advise you click off the video at this point. But if you're still a beginner and you're just interested in this video as entertainment, I'd also advise staying. And if you're a pro who just wants to get better, this part of the video is for you. Here is a fast destroyer blade. That was an unintentional frag grenade fire. But anyways, you charge up your arbalest. You bats into precision bolt, then you bats back into arbalest quickly as possible, like this. Fuck, no, not like that. Like this. And then once you have it fully charged up, it should look like this. But if you charge it again, it's not gonna look like that. So once you have it like that, you fire it. So if you've done it successfully, you should have this odd particle effect right here. And this is when you mod swap into Destroyer Blade. And if everything went well, that should happen. So let's do that again. Let's do that again. Oh, okay, fuck. Let's do that again. Mwah. Perfect, first try. And fast Destroyer Blade. But before we get too far into the advanced tech, let's show off what Bats is really capable of. you can infinitely chain the transfer of speed between two weapons. So you can get a slightly faster PB Ballista. Here's the normal PB Ballista. But you all know what the best Bats combo is. Ballista Rocket. By mod canceling into the Ballista, and then rocket indefinitely, you can do that. Anyways, we've done enough with Bats. I've shown you fast D-Blade, I've shown you Slob, I've shown you punch swapping. Now we get a bit further into this tutorial. Double shot. Now, you need specific mods for specific double shot. As of now, the only double shots that are viable with the Ballista mods, Destroyer Blade and Arbalest. So, for the respective ones, you need Micro Missiles for Destroyer Blade and Precision Bolt for Arbalest. Now, Arbalest is a bit trickier to pull off in the double shot respect, because it will activate its refire. So you need to be at such a distance to where you can pull it off before it has the chance to do that. Its little salvo extender, or whatever the fuck it's called. So now you have Destroyer Blade with micro missiles. Now, I know that I'm using infinite ammo, and if you've never seen this done before, yes, it does use up the same ammo as 2 Destroyer Blades, but it's much faster. And it does ridiculous damage. Just a double Destroyer Blade and a single volley of double Slobs is able to put a Tyrant into stagger. That's nuts. So I've taught you... Oh no, I haven't taught you. Shit, I just explained it. So I've taught you how you need Precision Bolt for Arbalest and Micro Missiles for Destroyer Blade. Now what you want to do, you want to charge it up fully. Or you don't, you can just fucking do this. But you charge it up. You charge it up, and once you charge it up, you bring up Weapon Wheel. You have your trigger weapon. I prefer to use a Precision Bolt, but you can pretty much use any weapon that isn't the Ballista and isn't the Super Shotgun. So, I'm not going to go into detail on what the trigger mods for each weapon is, but I'm using Heavy Cannon as a baseline. If you want to know more about the double shot tech, go into the Modern Doom speedrunning server and check out the document they have there. Drake Fauze and Bowser have done some great tech work on that. Anyways, so I have Micro Missiles, I have my Destroyer Blade, and I charge it up fully. I bring up the Weapon Wheel, and boom. What I do is I go over to my trigger weapon, which is the Heavy Cannon for me, but again, you can use any weapon that isn't these two, and you just press F, or whatever your mod swap button is. So what about combining tech? What if you want to mix and match? Well, here's something that I saw Bowser do. It's a fast double D-Blade. That slob wasn't really necessary for teaching you anything, that was just part of the process. Now, I have this almost charged up plasma rifle, which is convenient for the section I'm about to do. How do you yeet blast? Well, if you want to learn yeet blasting, it's not that complicated. Get your heat blast mod out, fire at least 8 volleys, but keep in mind you have to have it charged somewhat. So you have to fire 8 volleys at least, and before you fire it, bring up another weapon. So there you go. I'm so good at yeet blasting, it literally didn't even process. So what you do is you transfer to another weapon, and before the plasma rifle goes completely down, bam. And it does double damage. Why does it do double damage? It fires twice. Because like subset weapon, plasma rifle, not found, transferring to the combat shotgun or something like that. So basically, it fires twice, does double the damage. Now, let's show you something a bit cooler. You wanna know how You wanna know how useful Yeet Blast actually is early game? So, let's check this out. So here we have a Hell Knight. I'm going to get a fully charged up Yeet Blast on his ass. So I charge it up. That almost instantly put him into stagger, with the help of 2 combat shotgun shots. Now you see how powerful this shit is. So, we pretty much have a lot of tech at our disposal to dismantle our enemies in this game. But there's one more tech I want to touch on, and I think it's fairly interesting. Now, if you're a speedrunner, this tech I'm about to implement, it's not allowed in restricted runs. Only any % unrestricted. Or any category that's unrestricted. I'm not too good at doing it with the weapon wheel, so I activated Chrono Strike. So what you do, you have any weapon beforehand, you quickly transfer, you dash midair, you quickly transfer over to chain gun, and you pull out your shield. If done correctly, dead. So that's my tech compendium for you guys. This is me teaching you everything I know, and I hope you were able to follow along. See ya.